Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to cover my personal favorite 2.0 class system build. We still have two 2.0 classes left in the game, both Solar and Arc, and I wanted to cover what is still my personal favorite 2.0 build. It is a Solar Titan build using Path of the Burning Steps. It does really good at buffing the crap out of your weapons through the buff that is given to you with Path of the Burning Steps, and this will give you up to a 40% damage bonus now on your weapons. This damage bonus also will stack on top of the Sun Warrior buff, so you can get something like a 76 or 77% damage buff on your weapons, which is really crazy, and your weapons like absolutely melt everything. It feels great. This build is really fun. It is quite good and has some master level content uses. I don't know if I would take it into a GM, because GMs usually require more specified builds, but I would say master content, a master nightfall. If you wanted to take this into a master nightfall, as long as you put on your stuns, I would say you're probably fine. You wouldn't be hurting the team by any means as long as you put on your correct stuns. Overall, this build is really fun. It does some really cool things to your weapons and can also make some of your solar heavy weapons really great DPS options. I hope everyone enjoys this build, and now let's hop into the rest of the video. Alright, we're into the build portion of the video. Because we are still on a 2.0 class, we're not going to be covering the subclass. Just know that I run Thermites with this, because I think Thermites are the best Solar Titan grenade for right now. Alright, we're going to head into the armor. The first thing to note is we are on 3 Solar pieces, a Arc piece, and a Stasis piece. The only piece that matters directly where you put something is the Stasis gloves. The reason for the Stasis gloves is for the grenade kickstart. Alright, first up is the helmet. The helmet is on Arc today. The main reason for this is for seeking wells. I would prefer, however, for my helmet and my class item to switch on this build. Main reason for that would be so I could run Ashes to Assets, which would give me a faster super cooldown, and this is a good overall super. And I'm also running a Harmonic Siphon, so I generate all those orbs of light that I can with my solar weapons. Next up, the gloves. The gloves here are on Stasis. They have a grenade kickstart and an elemental armament, so all the kills I do get with my weapons, seeing as this is a very weapon-centric build, abilities kind of second. It's kind of how you want to play this build. Elemental armaments helps spawn more elemental wells. And then we have our chest piece. Our chest piece is going to be on Solar. Little switch up from the normal. This is for Explosive Wellmaker. When you get a kill with your grenade, your sunspot, or if you're like me and you like running a Wave GL, they also count here. You will get a Solar Elemental Well, which will help with your abilities, right? We also have another one here on the boots. Boots again are on Solar. 2 reasons here: Explosive Wellmaker and then Recuperation. Recuperation being one of the best mods in the game. And then lastly, on the class item, like I said, I would prefer the class item and the helmet to switch. So I'd prefer to have the Bountiful Wells up on my helmet, but depending on what piece is your third solar piece, I would have Bountiful Wells on it, and then either Bomber or whatever other mod you have. If you're like me and you have the solar on your class item, make sure you are taking advantage of that extra grenade recharge rate from your class item. Alright, that is it for the build. I know we went through it kind of fast. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about, and I have done the same build before already. I just wanted to recover it and kind of show off one of my favorite 2.0 builds that's still relevant in today's current meta. One thing to note that really helps this build is if you have an Osmosis kinetic weapon. Zur a couple weeks ago sold this Escape Velocity that has Overflow and Osmosis on it. and it's really good with this build. I'm sure in the future we're gonna get more builds that and more exotics that call for osmosis weapons. And escape velocity is a good overall archetype and a good overall weapon. So having a good escape velocity, having a good gun that Zer dropped here was really awesome. I'm also running a crafted explosive personality. This is the solar waveframe from the seasonal event. I have enhanced frenzy and autoloading holster on it. And then I'm running Sleeper because with all the damage buffs, Sleeper does like 140,000 damage per shot and is absolutely gross on this build if you run Sleeper. A couple things to note is you could run champion mods here, and you can run Overload SMG, and you could run Unstop Solar Melee. Though Unstop Solar Melee is a little dangerous on this class because you'd obviously have to get up and punch the Unstoppable, but it's doable. So you could run at least 2 of your 3 stuns, and if you wanted to, you could throw on Ariana's Vow for Overload Barrier Strikes, then you'd be set, right? Or if you wanted to run a Solar Primary and Arbalist, that would also work for this build. So this build does have endgame potential, though it is not better than a lot of the current super meta endgame choices, simply because those are really good at keeping either yourself or your teammates alive, and this is really just a fun way to make your weapons like overly dominant. So that'll be it for the build. Alright, that's going to be it for the video today. Just a couple things to note. I am going to continue the Destiny Hot Takes series. Today's TWAB kind of changed the episode, and so that episode kind of got removed. I still have an episode planned for the next 3 Thursdays, so don't worry about that. We still have that series is still in the works. It's just something that when I have a topic I want to talk about, I'll talk about it. If not, I'll just kind of let it skip. I'm just going to use this video as a couple housekeeping things before I let everyone go. In June, I will more than likely be gone for 3 weeks. However, I do plan on pre-recording all of my content. I will continue to remind you probably once every other week that I'll be gone in June for 3 weeks. You really won't notice that I'm gone, but if my builds aren't quite right, or if you see like my power level doesn't change, that would be why, because I'm not actually playing and continuing to play the game while those videos are being released. Also, I think I'm going to cover my PvP builds every season. There's only so many PvE builds I can make before I'm starting to stretch their viability at all, even in regular content. And so I think I'm going to cover my PvP builds for each character individually. That way I can discuss them with my thought processes as I am playing with them. But overall, that'll be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I hope that it lets you still run a 2.0 class. I know the 2.0 classes aren't great right now, but some of them are good enough to be ran. And I will see everyone in the next one on Sunday. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.